All right. Hello, everybody, once again. Bonjour, salut. And yeah, I get to be a little more of an active YouTuber now. Thank you, Dr. K, for that. So this week, we're going to be talking about how I would teach a certain class. Again, this is for college. So good shout out to Dr. K for, making me a more active YouTuber. So basically, I'm going to pick a topic here from history, and I'm going to tell you how I would teach it. So this time I'm going to be talking about how I would teach the build up to World War II. Because if I were to do World War One, it wouldn't make as much sense. So this is probably the better alternative to that. So I'm gonna do my best. If this is how I would teach it. So let's start at the end of World War One. You got the Germans. You got the Treaty of Versailles. And what the Treaty of Versailles did was it ruined Germany's, economy. It ruined them beyond ways anyone can imagine, land-wise, economics-wise, everything. So how I would present it, first of all, is I would show a video, basically a video of World War II, but from the build-up, which would be the end of World War One, to the start of World War II. So basically a 20-year gap from 1919 to 1939. That's where you want to go with that. Basically, you got to talk about how Germany was impacted by the Treaty of Versailles. You got to talk about all the issues they had with inflation, the new Weimar Republic. You got to talk about the rise of Hitler because he played an important role for that. Great Depression, as well as the actual buildup. Like, Hitler was pissed off about, you know, he was pissed off that Germany had been humiliated in World War One, and he wanted to undo the Treaty of Versailles to the point where basically he just felt Germany was great again. I wonder where that sounds familiar, but we're not getting into politics here. That will be for another time. So after you show the video, assign a different video that talks exclusively about it. It is assigned for homework that first class. Okay, so this is what I want you to do for homework today. Go. I want you to watch this video. I'm gonna put it in the classroom wherever, and I want you to, in the comment of that thing, jot down at least 3 to 5 things that you've learned from that video and what you can tell me. The second class, you start to get a little more work heavy. You gotta basically what I would do in this case is I would teach it, like write down some important features of that, and then I would hand out an assignment. It can be a group assignment, sure, why not? So you get the group assignment out to everybody, and they work on it. If they don't finish it, that's homework. But for everyone else, they just have to watch yet another video, kind of a little more in depth. Class number 3, you can either do one of two things. You can either have them make a small PowerPoint presentation detailing each event, or you can push that off and have them do a note-taking class. So where they have to find videos, that, or I can wind up teaching the whole thing from class start to class end based on what there is to need to know. And basically, you gotta be hands on with them too, because if you don't get hands on with them, they're not gonna learn. So then, basically, let's say we finish that one. Class number 4, that's when you do kind of a little assessment to make sure they know what it is they're doing. And once they know what they're doing, basically just like it's kind of a little refresher. You can do it's like not a real quiz, but also like an assessment on their knowledge, make sure they know what it is they're learning. Class 5, now you start to teach the assignment. Now you start to make them do the PowerPoint. And make sure it's not too long, but just make it enough for that's it. You can make them do anything like a timeline. You can make them do important events. They can even do specific events. Whatever helps them learn, that's what's going to be more important. You give them a couple class periods. You give them whole class 5, all class 6, and just half a class 7. Class 8, you present it. Class 9, test. Well, not test, but a quiz. And that is where you start to incorporate all of that learning and you put it into 9 classes, 9 days. You get the lesson in and out like that. And I think that's where I'll wrap it up. Thank you guys. Shout out to you, Dr. K. Au revoir, mes amis.